Shalom. Yo, join the live. Hop on the live. Shalom. I don't know if I want to wait for people to get on here, if I'm going to just go on and start. Because I got something I want to bring to the people attention. Something you may or you may not be aware of. What's up, cuz? Peace and blessings to you. I'm finna be bringing some information, man, that's dealing with this time right now. Just to keep it frankly simple. We at the end times, if you can't see. We at the end times, and it's major signs happening right now, and everything that's going on in the world. We know that it's prophesied in the Bible, but it's a deeper level that the Most High is using to communicate with us, man. And yeah, I'm gonna be addressing that because for the Israelite community, the brothers and sisters in the faith, far as us being Israelites and us knowing that we Israelites, if you've been keeping track with history and with everything that's going on in a recent history, I say, Israelites have been waking up since for a long time in America, I'm gonna say, going back to slave revolts and stuff like that, like Nat Turner, what's the other brother name? I forgot the other brother name. Start with a P or something, or a G or something. But there was a couple slave revolts that was started based off of the awakening of Israelites being the Negro, right? So in the past 10 years or 7 years, in 2017, you see a mass awakening of Israelites all over, not just in America, but really in the islands and, scattered everywhere. You've just been hearing it more, Israelites and the people of the Bible actually finding out who they truly is. Now, what's crazy, what a lot of people don't know, in 2017 was the year that I came into understanding that I was an Israelite. I wouldn't say coming into the truth, because the Messiah is the truth. I've always believed in the Messiah. But in 2017, I found out who I am without a shadow of a doubt. So me and millions of others in all different ages, right? So I'm going to bring something interesting to y'all attention. I don't know if y'all know, but if you remember back in 2017, we had an eclipse. We had two eclipses. One was in August, and then the other one was in September 21st, I believe, 22nd, something like that. 2017. So when it's apps that you can get where you can go and you can track the constellations for the days and the cycles of the years, right? So you can go back to this time. Anybody can go back. You can look this information up. You can even type it in on Google and you will see people got videos about this. In 2017, there was signs in the heavens that shows a message, right? And I'm going to read what was in the heavens in 2017. I don't even know if anybody even on here watching, but y'all will see it. You feel me? Whoever watching this, share the live. You know, everybody need to hear this. So Revelation chapter 12, verse 1, and it say, "And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars." So, in 2017, this was the sign in the zodiacs and the heavens at the specific time of this eclipse, or after the eclipse, I believe. And it was the Virgo, the Virgo, you know, the signs. I'm not into all the astrology, but astronomy is the knowledge of these things, right? So the woman Virgo represents the Virgin, Virgo, right? And the lion was in the constellation as well. And in the stomach, actually, I believe it was Jupiter. I believe Jupiter represents the morning star, right? So Jupiter was inside of Virgo, the womb, for 9 months, right? And then you had the sun right next to her face and the moon under her feet. This is in the constellations. And then all the rest of the planets in 12 stars, zodiacs, is over her head. A crown of 12 stars. So if you can go in, you can type in Revelation 12 sign in the heavens or in the stars on YouTube, and you could see countless videos of people showing you this sign in the heavens. And Revelation 12 is what it displayed, 2017. The reason this is so important is because this is the Great Awakening. This was what started the Great Awakening in the end times and the final collection of the Most High's flock and his sheep. Because why? Many are called, but few are chosen. So every Israel had to wake up. And I'm going to bring this precept out real quick to back up what I'm saying. If you read Daniel chapter 12, right? I don't know if anybody's seen my Daniel chapter 12 breakdown, dealing with the end times and stuff like that. But I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on this because we at the door and everybody need to, hear it. Okay. Daniel chapter 12, verse 6 say, "And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the river, the water of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders?" So he's asking him, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders, which is, he's showing him the 4 kingdoms, the 4 beasts. And the 4th kingdom specifically, when will be the end of this, which will be the end of the world. So he asking Daniel asking the angel. And he says, "And I heard the man clothed in linen." Oh, no, Salakia. This the man on the river, and then there's 2 on the other side of the rivers asking him this. "And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swore by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time, times and a half. And when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished." You see that? When he shall accomplish to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. So in Revelation 12, we're at the end of times, and now the Most High is waking up his people. So the power of the people has been scattered. And now we're waking up in the land of our captivity, right? So the Revelation 12 sign represents and shows Israel waking up, getting the 12 crowns, right? And if you follow the constellation, 2017, we had 2 eclipses, right? And we seen this sign in the heavens. 2024, we're 7 years later now. And everybody know we had the eclipse in April, right? And then it was the last few eclipses we had over the last 7 years makes a X, and also the alpha sign in the Hebrew, which is Ah. And then the X represents the last letter in Hebrew, so the alpha and the omega, the olive and the tav, right? That's what it represent. And we see that in the heavens as well with the eclipses, right? So the Most High is letting us know, beginning, and he's the beginning, he's the ending, and he's giving us signs in these times. So 2017, I believe, was the year of the Great Awakening, because millions of Israelites, that's when you start hearing all these camps and you start seeing it everywhere, right? That was the year Kendrick Lamar said it. Right after that, Kodak said it. Ice Cube, Deshaun Jackson, and countless others, right? Nick Cannon, Brandon T. Jackson. All these people been letting people know. So we can all know this. 2017. Yeah, the Stellarium app, exactly. Everybody download the Stellarium app and you can go back and you could track these things in the heavens. 2024, we get this eclipse in April, right? And if you track the calculations according to the Hebrew calendar, April 9th was the first day of the year, of the Hebrew year. The eclipse happened April 8th. So 7 years ago, 2017, we see these signs in the heavens, right? 7 years later, we get a sign at the beginning, the start of the year, 2 weeks before Passover, eclipse. And we always warning people because we seen the Alpha and the Omega sign from the eclipse, so we knew that was a sign right there, right? But it's not over, right? So tomorrow is October 9th, and there's gonna be another sign in the heavens that shows. Get the Stellarium map and look up tomorrow and track this, because tomorrow is gonna be Revelation chapter 6 in the sky, and that's dealing with the 4 horsemen. Man, and I've been doing so much information and study on Daniel chapter 9, Daniel chapter 12, and the 490, the 70-week prophecy. And when I tell you that all these numbers is landing on these dates, it's crazy. Like, I don't even know where to start, but I'm gonna let the Spirit lead. Okay, right? Revelation 12, remember, no, that was Daniel 12 when it said that we will be in his hand for a times and a half of a time, right? We got to understand what these times represent. But I'm going to read Revelation 6. And it says, and I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of the noise of thunder, and one of the 4 beasts saying, "Come and see." And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. So in the heavens tomorrow, the moon constellation will be, the Sagittarius constellation will be a rider on the bow, and the moon will represent his bow because there's going to be an arc in it. So that's one of the horsemen, right? And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red. And guess what that red star represents? It is Mars, the red planet. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hands. Tell me why the scales is up there too, man. The scales is up there hanging in the balance too, man. Whatever zodiac that represent. Y'all know better than me. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hands. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts saying, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." Wow. And y'all see all these strikes going on, the famine, threats of famine coming to the land. We've been hearing this for a long time. It's crazy. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, "Come and see." And I looked and beheld a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power, this the kicker, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth. And when Salaki, and when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the testimony of Yahweh, and for the testimony which they held. White robes, hold on. Where's the part about 5 months? If anybody know the part where when it's dealing with the 4 horsemen, and it says that that they will give them power for 5 months to do these things. The last star in the constellation, I forgot which one it is. It's either, I think it's Jupiter, is it? It's one of them planets, and it's going to literally leave out and then return in 5 months, within 5 months. So we got the bow, we got the scales, and Mars, the red planet, and then this last horse represent the 5 months part that's in Revelation, and it's all happening in the clouds. Revelation 9. Let me see. Yeah. It says. Okay, I'll start at 1, I guess. And the 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth. You see, it's a star. We dealing with stars. Fall from heaven unto the earth. And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. But we know who this represents. We know who got the keys, right? And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace in the sun, and air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth. Unto them was given power, and scorpions of the earth having power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass or the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of Yahweh in their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Crazy, right? Let me keep going, because this is the name of the star that's going to appear tomorrow. Verse 10 says, and they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were sitting in their stingings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men for 5 months. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue have his name Apollyon. And I believe that is Jupiter when it comes to astrology, right? So Jupiter is literally going to do this 5-month thing. I'm not the big expert on that stuff like that, but you can go and watch these videos and look them up, or even find the app and look it up yourself. But what's crazy, right? All right, where do I go from here? Salakia. If anybody familiar with Daniel chapter 12, Daniel chapter 12, it gives you these series of numbers, right? And then it mentions, I'm going to just read it from Daniel chapter 12, because this is the time we in, y'all. It say, and at that time shall Michael stand up, and the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, and everyone that shall be found written in the book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. And they that, like the stars, right? And they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Because if you actually go into Enoch, it tell you that the stars is bodies awaiting for the elect. That's another topic, though. Verse 4, but thou, Daniel, shut up the words. Seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. The Most High saved this information for right now at this time, for it to come out, because it was meant for this generation. Daniel looked and didn't understand because it wasn't for his time. It's literally, he said, seal it up until the end. I started piecing this together when I seen a brother speaking about it in 2020. And since then, you see what's been happening. So look, watch this. We read the bank of the river part. And then Daniel looked, and behold, there stood other two on one side of the bank of the river, and the other on the other side of the bank of the river. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be until the end of these things? And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the water of the river, when he held his up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swore by him that he lived forever, that it shall be for a time, times and a half. And when he shall have accomplished, this he is specific, because this he is dealing with the little horn in Daniel chapter 7. This is the little horn that will scatter and kill and trample on the holy people. And it shall be for a time, times and a half of a time, when this is accomplished, right? To scatter the power of the holy people. And all these things shall be finished. So we got to understand what a time, times and a half of a time is. So when you go into Daniel chapter 9, he say 70 weeks. 70 times 7 is upon your people. So 70 times 7 is 490. And 490 years from the decree is when the Messiah had came and was crucified. But that was at the 483rd mark. 483, which would leave us 7 years remaining on the 490. So let's do this. If y'all got calculators, y'all ain't got to. Trust me, take my word for it. Or pull out your calculator and try it for yourself. 70 times 7. 70 times 7, you're going to get 490. That is a time. And also, look, some people might see it and be like, no, a time times and a half of a time is 3.5. That is true as well. But in the Bible, there's prophecies that happen in a certain way. It's all similitudes pointing to a foreshadow of something greater. So the 3.5 is the smaller span of it happening in this certain place and time. And then the big span is what we're doing right now to understand what what he's saying. So a time would be 490. Times would be 2. So you will multiply 490 times 2. That would be 980. And then a half of a time would be dividing 490 and you would get 245. So if you do it in your calculator, 490 times 2, 980, 490 divided by 2, and you get 245. You add that together, and you will get 1715, right? 1715 is a time times and a half of a time. And now I'm going to go to Daniel chapter 7 and read what it say about this little horn, because watch this. Where's that at? Where's that at? Okay. It's a 7 and 8. I considered the horns, and beheld, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, and those horns were eyes like the eyes of a man, and the mouth speaking great things. And I beheld to the throne. So that's the context. He talking about the little horn, and he talked until the thrones was cast down, right? Where is that? One second, bear with me. Subdued 3 kings. Okay. Verse 24. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times, laws, and they shall be given into his hand unto a time, times and a half. What you missed, sister? 490. You probably forgot the first 490. 490 plus 980 plus 245. That's a time, times and a half. And then you would get 1715. And then I just went to Daniel 7 because he tell you that this little horn who speak great things against the Most High will blaspheme, change times and laws, and wear out the saints of the Most High. And we will be given into his hand for a time, times, and the dividing of a time. So if you go and you look at Constantine the Great, Constantine the Fake, he came into power and he started Christianity after the Battle of Milvian Bridge. When he converted to Christianity, all of Rome converted to Christianity. This happened in the year 312. 312 AD, right? 312 AD plus 1715. Somebody do it for me if you're watching. 1715 plus 312 was the rise of Constantine the Great, who was the little horn, the first pope. He was the first pope to revise the Roman Empire into the Roman Catholic Church. And this is the little horn that rose up and plucked up 3 kings. The 3 kings was the 3 Germanic tribes. And this happened after 312. The 3 tribes was plucked up after 312 in the 400s AD. Right? So do 312 plus 1715. And somebody tell me what they get. If anybody watching, I don't know. I know I got a sister in here watching. I don't want to spoil it. And it's just the start. This is just the beginning of it. I just say it. You do 312 plus 1715, you get 2027, right? So let's continue. Watch this, y'all. Verse 8, Daniel chapter 12, verse 8. And I heard, but I understood not. See, Daniel ain't going to get it. It wasn't for his time. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, right? But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand. But only the wise shall understand. Now, this is the key right here. Verse 11. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolation be set up, there shall be 1,290 days. So the angel told him, from the time that the daily sacrifice is taken away, which was the first time this happened was in Babylon, 606. Nebuchadnezzar, 606 BC. You add 606, you got to subtract because you're going from BC to AD. So you will subtract from 606 the number that he just gave us. To the abomination that maketh desolation, it shall be 1,290 days. Subtract 606 minus 1290. And what you going to get, you got to add 1 because you're going to be crossing the threshold of AD, and it ain't no 0. So you'll have to add a 1. So it'll be 606 minus 1290 plus 1. And you will get 685. Now the scripture said, from the taking of the sacrifice unto the abomination that maketh desolation. In the year 685, the Dome of the Rock was built in Israel. The start of the construction was 685. Now I'm going to tell y'all something the way the Most High do these things. He's working all in 7s. Everything is happening in 7s. So the Dome of the Rock started its construction in 685. And then it ended its construction in 692. 7 years. Just like, I'm gonna get to that. Hold on. This is crazy. So we got 685, the year of the Dome of the Rock. From the daily sacrifice unto this Dome of the Rock, this abomination that maketh desolation, which was the last one built in Israel. I believe the angel was telling Daniel from Babylon, because that was his time period, until the last abomination that will be set up in the land. And that's the Dome of the Rock. And then the time perfectly matched. 1290, you get right at the start of the construction, which lasted for 7 years. Keep that in mind. Watch this. So it says, blessed is he that waiteth and cometh to the 1,305 and days. So that's 1,335 days. Blessed is he who come to that, right? So when you do 685 plus 1,335, this is what you get, y'all. I'm going to show y'all. You get 2020. So if you do the recap, Constantine at 312 plus the time is in a half of a time, 1715, you get 2027. And then you get the Dome of the Rock at 685 and you add 1335 like Daniel said, and you get 2020. And this is a 7-year difference. 2020, 2027. Right? Crazy. So, I've been going over this for some time now, and I know some brothers that had brought this out before as well. But I didn't know it was so many people that actually knew about it, because I've been doing more research and looking at these videos with the constellations and stuff. And it's people that didn't put this math together, right? So they gave me some more numbers that I didn't put into the equation, right? Let me see. So 606, right? Nebuchadnezzar took the daily sacrifices away, right? But it says in Jeremiah 52 that it was in the 7th year of his reign that he did that, right? So that would be 598. He captured the city, right? 598. That's 7 years after 606. So 7 years after that, right? And then you take that number, 598, and you will subtract the 1290 that Daniel gave you the first time, and you get 692. And that is the same year that the Dome of the Rock construction ended. They stopped building it at that point. It was done in 692 AD, right? So then when you add the last 1335 to that, you get 2027, bro. So either way you slice it, you're going to land on 2020 or you're going to land on 2027. And I find it funny because we in 2024 and they trying to get red heifers, the color of this, to go into Israel. Well, not this color, literally, but damn near. They trying to get, but look, this is my thing. They talking about the temple need to be built. A temple need to be built. They don't need a temple. They have the Dome of the Rock sitting right where the Temple Mount was at. So why would they build another temple when they got the abomination already set up? Now, so look, watch this, y'all. Watch this. So the Dome of the Rock was built in 685 to 692, right? And then these people started constructing the city of Jerusalem, modern times, in the year 1541. 1541 is when they start making it habitable again for people, right? When you take 483, because 490 is the prophecy, but then Messiah came and fulfilled his portion for him to be cut off at 483 years from that prophecy, right? In the middle of that, I say though, I really like 480 because it was 3.5 years. But when you take that 483 and you add it to the year they rebuilt Jerusalem in 1541, guess what number you land on? Check it out. 1541 plus 483 equals 2024. So Could they rebuild the... That's crazy. That's crazy, y'all. Now, look. From studying and stuff like that, I got a understanding on how the Most High... If you familiar with Joseph in Egypt, right? Joseph, before, when he had them dreams, the Most High showed him 7 years of plenty, 7 years of abundance, and then 7 years of famine, 7 years of destruction. And nothing is gonna grow. A famine, right? I believe we in that same time. But this time it's the end. It's like 2027, when the sign appeared in the heavens and all the Israelites started waking up everywhere and everybody heard it. If you ain't heard it, you've been under a rock or something. Since 2017, 7 years later, how was that the 7 years of plenty? The 7 years of plenty because Israelites was waking up. We finding out who we is. Plenty, many are called, few are chosen. The plenty, right? We at 2024, bro. 7 years later. And let me tell you 7 years from now. 7 years from now, what date is that? 7 years from now would be 2031. 2031. And that will be exactly 2,000 years since the Messiah did what he did and brought in the everlasting covenant. Shalom, all praise to the Most High. Shalom, grace and peace in the fear of the Most High. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. Khan. And the new covenant. Because by my study and my calculations, Yahweh Shai, he was crucified in 31 AD. I can show and prove, because if you go to Luke 3, it tell you it was the 15th year of Tiberius' reign, and Yahweh Shai was 30 years old at the time. His ministry, 3.5 year ministry, that would land you right at 31 AD, where he was cut off in the midst of the week because he came in the beginning. He was crucified in the midst of the week will be 31 AD, and then Stephen, the apostle, was stoned and killed for the testimony of Yahweh Shai 3.5 years later, which would fulfill that week. But the same way Messiah was cut off early in the midst of the week is the same thing that's going to happen with the elect. He's going to come, like the scriptures say, unless he make the time short, or no flesh will be saved, because we all know about Agenda 2030. Why do they have an Agenda 2030 now that they pushed it down Agenda 25? Why? Why is we in Generation Z? Huh? Like, they know this stuff and they trying to hide it, bro. It's crazy, bro. It's been exactly 2,000 years, right? And I'm going to show y'all something else. The same way that it remind me of Joseph in Egypt, but it also remind me of Jonah in the whale, because he said, this generation seeketh after a sign, but no sign will be given unto it except for the sign of Jonah. The Son of Man was in the belly of the earth 3 days, like Jonah was in the belly of the whale 3 days, right? Jonah went to preach to Nineveh, and the first day he got there, he said, you have 40 days. You got 40 days to repent. You got 40 days. They repented on the last day. They repented. They took that warning and they did what the Most High wanted them to do. The Messiah told his generation, y'all seek out the sign, but no sign given it to it but the sign of Jonah, right? Messiah was crucified by them in 31 AD. Instead of 40 days giving them to repent, the apostles went out teaching. They said, don't teach in his name. They locked them up for teaching in his name. And then what? 70 AD, 40 years later, Jerusalem was destroyed by the Romans. So Nineveh got 40 days, and then Jerusalem got 40 years. Now, since Messiah left, he gave us 40 generations. Do 40 times 50, and you're going to get 2,000. You do 2,000 plus 31 AD, and you land at 2031. When you read Isaiah 53, let me get it. Isaiah 53. I did a lesson on this already, but I'm like, I got to go live because people got to actually see this. For real. I'm going to just read this just because. Isaiah 53. Who have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant and as a root out of the dry ground. He have no form nor comeliness, and when we see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief, and we hid as it were our face from him, and he was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he have borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we did not esteem him. We did esteem him stricken, Salakia, smitten of God and afflicted. And he was wounded for our transgressions, and he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way, and the Lord have laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, and he opened his mouth. He is brought as lamb to the slaughter, as the sheep before the shears is dumb, and he opened not his mouth. Right? Now, verse 10, right? It say, yet it pleased the Most High to bruise him. When you go into this word for bruise, the covenant, when you go into the Hebrew for bruise, it literally equals up to 31. So it pleased the Most High to bruise him. Bruise him in the Hebrew is equal to 31. Just like the year he was crucified. And then you get this demand, this decree from Artaxerxes, right? In the 7th year of his reign. In the 7th year of his reign for us to rebuild the temple and stuff like that. And that was 458 AD, right? And then when you add the 490 prophecy to that, you land on 31. From Artaxerxes giving the command. Now let me read. Let's go back to Daniel. Let's go back to Daniel. Daniel chapter 9 and 24, man. It says 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgression and to make an end of sins. To finish the transgression, make an end of sins, and to make reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and the prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and rebuild Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. So 7 weeks and 62 weeks is 69 weeks. That will give you 483. It gives it to you like that with the 7 years missing from the 490, right? And the wall shall be built in troublous times, and after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself, right? And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with the flood, like Revelation said. And unto the end of the war desolations are determined. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifices and oblations to cease. And for the overspreading of the abominations he shall make it desolate, even unto the consummation. And that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. So, just as Messiah was crucified in the middle of the week, we are now in the middle of the week. From 2020 to 2027, 2024 will be the midpoint. And now we see all this stuff ramping up. And now tomorrow we have another sign in the heavens showing Revelation 6 and 9 with the four horsemen. And we know when the 4 horsemen come that all hell is finna break loose. So just as we seen in 2017, the sign that awakened Israel, the sign of destruction is now in the heavens. I'm not trying to say I got a day or an hour or none of that stuff like that. But the Most High gave us these numbers for a reason. Definitely gave us these numbers for a reason. It's crazy. Hold on. I want to read the precept. I got more numbers and stuff like that, but I ain't finna be, this ain't math class, you know what I'm saying? I ain't finna be doing all that, but I came on here just to really warn people, because another crazy thing about these signs in the heavens, they all happening on biblical days. April 8th, that eclipse happened the day before the first day of the year. Trumpets was just on the 3rd. And on the in between the 3rd and the 4th. And if you look at the signs on them days, it was a solar flare. They said it was one of the biggest solar flares in a minute or whatever. But a solar flare hit on trumpets, right? And now tomorrow is, they call it the Star of David. They calling it the Star of Jacob, Slakia, the Star of Jacob. But the reason they calling it that is because it's the same constellation for when trumpets came and Messiah was born. And the 3 wise men looked up in the sky, and they actually could, just like now, they actually looked up at the star and followed where he was finna be born. And it was at a certain day, a certain time, a specific appointed time. So these same signs is coming in the heavens at specific appointed times. Because the 9th, a couple days, I think 3 days after the 9th is atonement. 3 days after this sign of death and hell is in the sky, and then 3 days later, the atonement day is what? That's symbolic right there. Because it said they bodies will lie dead in the streets 3 days and then rise, just like the Messiah. Just like we was, come on, bro. It's a direct parallel, bro. The scriptures say He said, I will use you, talking to Israel, to crush the head of the serpent under your feet shortly. Shortly. And he gonna use Israel to do it. So the same thing, that's why he told Philip and who was that, James, and I forgot the apostles, but he told them, like, you gonna take the same cup that I'm finna drink? And they say, yeah. He said, well, good, because that's what you're gonna have to do anyway. You will do greater works. Come on, man. We in the last week, y'all. Either we in the beginning of the week or we in the midst of the week. It don't matter. We got a few days left, yo. We got to fear the Most High, like my brother said. The fear of the Most High is going to save us. Because if we fear him, why are we going to fear the destruction that he bringing? It ain't going to hurt whoever that fear him. Like Psalm said, 10,000 by my left and right, but it will not come near me, because he have known my name. The scriptures say, because he have known my name. Come on, y'all. Then the Hebrew, man, when you dig into the Hebrew give you the cheat code. The Hebrew got hidden messages in it, and I'll be like trying not to even dive too deep in that. Like, you feel me? But, bro, the Most High gave us 50. He gave us 40 generations, bro. 40 days went to 40 years, went to 40 generations. And it don't make sense, because I've been seeing apologetics and Christian theologians give their breakdowns on these things. And it be, like I said, if you study this, bro, all the numbers is going to be like real close. You might be a couple years gap. And we better hope that the calendar, like 3 years delayed or something. It's not looking like it, but it's a possibility. But from my study, my calculations, everything look on point to me. But it's like, yeah, man. 7 years from now will be 2031. I ain't gonna keep going though, man. That's about it. It's a lot more to talk about though, man, with the because you could look into the times, the half of a time. He said he'd cut the time short, sis, yup. And I believe that cut the time short is gonna be 2027. I think it's gonna be 2027, 2028. Because look, this is another thing. Let me do this too. Let me say this too. The same way I use these numbers in Daniel chapter 12 with the abominations and stuff like that, and it fit over these long periods of time, you can also use these dates from trumpets on the 3rd that just passed, and you add 1290 to it, and guess what? You're going to land on Passover, 2028. Then you add the 1335 to it, guess where you're going to land? Tabernacles. 2028 Tabernacles. The Most High is leaving us without excuse, bro. Like, you don't want to believe the words that's coming out the mouth of my servants. I won't even say prophets. I'm going to say servants. You don't want to hear the words coming out the mouth of my servants. I'm going to put it in the heavens for you. And you can read it right on the paper, and it said, we got the technology to prove these things. And no, we ain't talking about no planets, and we don't believe in, you know what I'm saying? It ain't all like that, but they're there for a reason. For time, seasons, and years, and for signs. Wow. It's crazy, bro. These numbers is too on point. And That's all I got. I'm going to just say, man, all praise to the Most High. Seek him while you can. At the last second. Remember, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Remember, Messiah, when he got on the cross, it was two people on the side of him. I forgot which side was which. I forget. But it was one man who scoffed at him, right? They both was guilty of whatever sins, whatever crime they committed. Even to the Most High, we all guilty. One of them blasphemed and cursed the Messiah. The other one said, man, take me where you going. I want to be with you. I believe you. It wasn't about his works. It wasn't about him keeping the law. It wasn't about none of that. He believed what I said. What it say in Isaiah? Who have believed our report? Who believed his report? That's all that matter, bro. So while we get this last hour, while we got this little bit of time left, be like the man that said, man, I want to go with you. Take wherever you going, take me with you. Because like I said, wherever he go, there where we shall be. That's the goal. All praise to the Most High, man. With that, I'm going to say shalom, man. Share the video, share the live. I could have went more on these numbers and stuff, but I ain't even trying to do all that. Y'all got the basic understanding. Look these things up. Look up Revelation Signs in the Heavens on YouTube. And watch all the breakdowns, and I bet it blow your mind. Because I can't explain it like that. But what I do know is them scriptures. You feel me? Praise Yahweh, man. Praise Yahuwah. All praise to the Most High. Peace and blessings, y'all, man. I love y'all for real. Get ready, bro. Another thing I want to say, this Trump election stuff, man, and this woman, man, I read a book in 2020 when I started this study. And it was called Apocalypse 2027. Go read it. And it said in 2024 a woman was going to be president. It said that in the book. It said something about Trump, I believe. But it said that the woman was going to win president 2024. So y'all just be expecting that. That's what's finna happen. These white people going to be mad. It's going to go crazy. She ain't going to make nothing no better. She going to make it 10 times worse. Like presidents got power anyway. Right? That's how you know this all about agenda. Another thing I'm going to say with that. The Pope, I shared a video of Ben Carson talking about this. The popes know. It's a room of all the popes that's ever lived up, I guess starting with Constantine, 312, starting from the first Pope, all the way up to Pope Francis. And why at the last slot it's an empty face? It's nobody right there. And it's only one slot left. Come on, man. The Pope been said around COVID time that he was going to call for the New World Order. And then they just did this peace treaty. That's another thing I got to address. I'm sorry. I said I was finna go. Hold on. What's that scripture that say, they shall say peace and security, but then comes sudden destruction? Go to the UN website and look at what they stuff say. It say peace and security. And they just signed this policy just a couple weeks ago. And they trying to, because in the UN they got presidents too, but they only got 1 year presidents. 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. It say that these mugs trying to make a 7-year term for whoever is over the UN. So the next dude get in might be in for 7 years. And then 2024, 2031, 7 years from now, Makes sense, don't it? And then if they build the Dome of the Rock, they made a peace treaty in Israel in 2020, I believe, or 2021. They signed the peace treaty, the UN, the Pope and them and all that, the Zionists. They did all that in Israel already. They what's the name on the website say peace and security. Then in the scripture it say when the same Antichrist, when he say peace and security and peace and safety, then sudden destruction is coming. It's so much, bro. Yeah, man. All right, now I'm done. Shalom, man. Peace and blessings. All praise to the Most High. Study while you can. Seek the Most High while you can. I just dropped some new music yesterday, too. Me and my brother Jacob, TJ Jacob Child. Me and my brother Elohim just dropped a song a day before that. I'm working on this Time Chamber project with me and Cuz, and that's coming soon. I'm talking about real soon. Lost Jewels coming soon. Time Chamber coming soon. This Ain't No Fairy Tale coming soon. I got like 3-4 projects I'm working on right now, and they all about done. So we at the end times, you feel me? So I'm finna just be dropping the music, dropping the lessons. I'm finna be doing more lessons on this. I got a breakdown on Revelation 9 coming. I got a breakdown on the New Covenant for brothers struggling with that. And just for edification's sake, you know. But yeah, that's all I got, man. Praise Yah. Watch them signs for the mob. Go download that app. What's the name of that? Because I'm finna do it too. Stellarium. Go download that app and look into what I was saying, man. Look into it. Don't just take my word for it at all. Read Daniel chapter 12. Take the numbers I used and do the numbers yourself. Use your calculator. Read. All praises, man.
Y'all, look. Hold on. I don't know what folks we have going on.